2020 was an unpredictable year to say the least, and it was not what I expected by any means. My videos focus on traveling and being around people, two things you can't exactly do during a pandemic. It's been a year of reflection and making the most of whatever life throws at you. So, here is a look at why my 2020 wasn't so bad. January started off pretty strong. I went to Las Vegas exploring everything there is to do. I was invited to a special media day at Six Flags Magic Mountain for the new West Coast Racers roller coaster and absolutely loved it. I'm a huge Disneyland fan and got to experience the new Rise of the Resistance ride. Meanwhile, I was also busy hosting Tayo News every week from the office and highlighting the best stories in the Filipino community. At the end of the month, I started the spring semester at San Francisco State and was having a blast in all of my TV production classes on campus. February rolled around and I received the best news ever. I'm going to be on Wheel of Fortune. I completely lost it and made my way down to Los Angeles. The day after my birthday, February 27th, I taped my episode. Right after taping Wheel, I made my way back to Modesto for the 48-hour film contest. My closest friends came together to create the most amazing team, and in just 48 hours, we created Tinder Accomplished. March was the last time I felt any sense of normalcy. I went to Disneyland in what would end up being the final week they would be open for the year. Something we got to experience that was completely new to me was eating at the exclusive Club 33 inside the park. The food was phenomenal, and it was one of the best dining experiences I ever had. As we were about to head home, I got word that my classes were going online. Since I didn't need to be back home, we extended our trip one extra day, and I actually did my Zoom class from Disneyland. However, when I got home, the impact of the pandemic became very real. I continued hosting Tayo News weekly, but from my home. The month of April consisted of a lot of time at home, but there were a couple of exciting moments. I was invited to be a contestant on The Late Late Show with James Corden for a game of No for Some Dough. Trivia isn't my strong suit, but thankfully, I got my question right. A few days later, at 2 in the morning, David Dobrik surprised us in a Zoom call, and it felt totally unreal. Going into May, and eventually June, it was really a whole lot of nothing. Any plans I had were canceled, but I did play a lot of Animal Crossing. In July, a friend of mine from school approached me about a job opportunity at a news station in San Francisco. A week later, I was the newest production assistant at KPIX 5 News. I loved being able to go into the station and work in the studio. August was filled with learning the ropes at KPIX, but also starting the fall semester at school. This semester was entirely online. I had numerous video projects from home, such as my news reporting packages, hosting a show called Later Gator, and creating segments like Pop Central. Producing YouTube videos on my own easily prepared me for this moment. In September, I was finally able to share my Wheel of Fortune news. After several months of delays, Wheel of Fortune aired my episode on September 4th. While I couldn't have an in-person viewing party, I still made things work through Zoom. Following my episode airing, I did a couple of news interviews, one for ABC 10's Morning Blend and another for Your California Life. October saw my Zoom classes continue. However, I also applied for a $3,000 scholarship from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences and won. I was honored at a Zoom ceremony, and that scholarship easily helped pay for my semester's tuition. As a huge television lover, I was curious about these virtual audiences, so I joined The Kelly Clarkson Show, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, and The Drew Barrymore Show. In November, I landed a weekend PA gig on a super cool reality competition show, and finally in December, I made it through a full semester of classes online and got into the holiday spirit at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom's Holiday in the Park drive-thru experience. 2020 certainly did not go as expected. Even with the unpredictability of this past year's events, I learned a lot about myself and am proud of what I still managed to accomplish. With that being said, goodbye 2020, and can't wait to see what's in store for 2021.
Austin is currently studying communications in school, and he just landed a job as a production assistant at KPIX in the Bay Area. He says he dreams of one day becoming an entertainment reporter. I don't think there's anything he can't accomplish.